Greetings. I hope you're eating well. Yeah, so this is just another leveling build, nothing too spectacular, although it is my favorite leveling build. And yeah, not going to do the whole laid back leveling for this, I'm too tired for that. But yeah, this is a Warmage, and something I've hinted at before, but yeah, this build is probably the smoothest. Well, I guess a warrior would be the smoothest, or the simplest, but this is much more interesting than just a full-on warrior. But yeah, so the war mage, really a fun little leveling build. Although this time it has endurance. So before I would have zero endurance, I would just have full strength and will. And that's because you are getting both defenses from mage and warrior. And you're also getting heal power from mage and also the 25-point passive from mage as well. So I figured you wouldn't need endurance. And for the most part, that's true. But I was struggling in a couple of weird areas. So, namely floor 6. I don't know why floor 6 was giving this build such an issue. Floor 5 and 4 were pretty smooth, and floor 7, which is notoriously difficult, was a breeze. But floor 6, for some reason, always gave it trouble. So I tried to change things up with this endurance, a little bit of endurance on the side, and yeah, it's a lot better. I must admit, it's a lot better than going zero endurance. Who would have thought? Endurance makes the world go round, after all. So it's giving an extra 40 defense, magic defense, and heal power, which I guess is quite a lot at this level, at these low levels. At the end game, 40 defense might not feel like much, but yeah, when you're rocking 200 defense and magic defense and having enough heal power to cover that, because heal power or your healing is reduced by your defenses, so making sure your heal power is up to snuff for that really helps. But yeah, in other words, this build is really, really tanky. I've noticed. Even like full on glass cannon rogue enemies don't hit that hard against this build. Even without the on guard that you get at 55 or 54 if you get it first. And even without the concentration, I was still tanking a lot of damage and healing pretty easily. And, of course, because this is floor 1 through 8, floor 1 through 8 don't really require a whole lot of offense. I guess the only thing you need offense for are tanks, but because I mix passive, um, I don't need to worry about tanks because I can just use whatever they're weak to. There are no tanks that are strong or tanky against both damage types. Although whatever they're weakest to, they'll still have some resistance to it, but not like a whole lot. So a mage tank isn't going to have a crazy amount of physical defense, and vice versa. But yeah, I'm going to just show it off here right quick. No need to faff about. Steam Dwarf Priest, that is a healer and damage dealer. Luckily I deflected. That's another thing. My deflects happen much more often because of my higher defenses, which, deflect damage is pretty small, of course, but it does add up. It does help out quite a bit. Steam Gorgon, that's a physical tank, so I'm going to use magic against it, heal myself a little bit. And yeah, you saw that heal, despite that being just Mystical Strike. That was a pretty decent heal. You see, on the other zero endurance version of this build, that wouldn't heal that much. So I think that's why this is going so much better. Just that extra heal power in general. And also, yeah, you saw that concentration and on guard. I still healed for like nearly 300. It is quite nice. Yeah, okay, well, it seems to have pre-saved me pretty well there because it bursted. Right. I gotta use shield bash against them because they heal a lot. I just woke up. It's hard to remember things sometimes. Are the inventive not that big a deal? Mostly just a mage, but a really bad mage. So yeah, that wasn't too bad. Really smooth, uneventful run there. I did get hit a couple times pretty well, but not too much to where I was struggling to keep my health high. And yeah, as you can see, yeah, I'm getting crit for just like 100. I mean, Cycle Scroll doesn't have that much damage to be fair, but still. The trap thing here, just gonna buff up on it. Why not? Werewolf Heavyset, that is a physical tank through and through, so use magic. And it does have a fair amount of magic defense, so I also use Fireball to produce it even more. It's weak to water. Looks like the magic ball was a slightly, or just as effective there. Not too bad, yeah. We're at Stormcaller. This is a magic tank. Yeah, see, pretty good mix of enemies to show why I love mixed passive so much. Because whereas Stormcaller is hell to kill for a mage, they hit hard, they heal themselves, and yeah, they take a lot of magic damage, you know. But because I'm mixed passive and they're weak to earth, I can just one shot them with any physical earth skill. Todd Howard, physical tank as well, although pretty magic resistant as well on the side. Not a lot though, but yeah, you see, only getting hit for around 100, while your heals heal for much more than that. Oh, it's pretty well. So this will be a really good test. I haven't fought a dungeon keeper on this floor yet. I've been getting unlucky with these, but yeah, this is a big rat, a big rogue rat, and it hits pretty hard. So I wonder how well I can tank it. Now, of course, I probably not that well because this boss gives in-game characters some issues. Non-warrior, uh, non-warrior classes paths some issues, and we got Tay, so that's not the best, but oh well. Yeah, so I'm just gonna test this right quick. I doubt we're gonna win this because Tay can get like 3 shot by this guy if it gets unlucky. Let's see. Oh yeah. Okay, that's not too bad, to be honest. You get hit a lot harder from this guy. Gonna recharge blow to keep my health up a little bit. Yeah, this guy is weak, really weak to physical and magic. It's a glass cannon boss, so it hits hard, but can't tank a lot of damage. Now I might be okay. I don't think it has a fire skill. Okay, it went for Tay anyway. Also, it does have a fire skill, poison blow. That's fine. I see. This is another thing why I started putting half endurance on all of my leveling builds. Because before I used to go, when I have a warrior to level as, I would have full strength back in the day. Now I do half strength and half endurance, and it's a lot better because that extra magic defense, that extra physical defense, despite being a warrior, is helpful, and also all that heal power as well. Really nice there. Probably should start helping Tay out. I just realized she's struggling a little bit. I think she'll be alright, though. Buff up again. Yeah, I should be fine. But yeah, same with mage. Now, man, I guess I've never really gone 100 will or 100% will on mage. I've always gone half endurance on mage. It's always been really nice, to say the least. Oh man, yeah. Tay doesn't have on guard, so she's not going to be able to tank as much as I can. Okay, there you go. Sadly, she has all the things that would debuff a rogue. She's got um, Winds of Change, which really hurts a rogue's damage output. Okay, gonna buff up again. It might get evaded. No? Yeah, okay, not that bad. That bad at all. Get a little bit of a heal. Hopefully Tay. Yeah, Tay will heal herself. You know what? Because we're both mages, might as well hit the magic defense instead. Okay, looks like Tay can barely out heal that damage that he's dealing. That was a lucky non-crit sneaky trap. If that would have crit, she would have been dead. Okay, not that bad at all. Yeah. Um, well, there's your example there. Yeah, that hits pretty hard. Okay. Yeah, we got this. No big deal. But yeah, good showcase of why I love my endurance. But yeah, really flexible build. This thing. It's got built defenses. A lot of healing power as well as the ability to heal people. A fair amount of health from warrior and all that. So that's kind of all you need. You don't need crit and evasion and agility and all that. Those are rogue stuff. But for the final showcase, because the 100 and the no endurance version of this build would get through player made dungeons or challenge dungeons pretty easily. But this build struggles kind of on this, namely because challenge dungeon enemies are stronger. They have a lot more health, and they hit slightly harder than the normal dungeon counterparts. So having all that extra damage, because the zero endurance would have a lot more damage than this build. That extra damage really helped with just killing these things before they do a whole lot of damage to me. So, but this build has a lot less damage, and normally that wouldn't be an issue because floor 1 through 8 enemies are not that tanky. All the tanky enemies are up at Grand Dungeon at level 80. But yeah, uh, for some reason this gave me some trouble. Although it looks like I'm not having much trouble anymore. Because when I was doing floor 5 and 4 at player made dungeons, I was struggling to kill things quickly. But looks like I'm doing pretty well for myself. So yeah. I mean, granted, this is one of my own player made dungeons from another character, so I chose some really, I wouldn't say easy enemies, but just some enemies that are pretty quick to kill. And I don't know why I chose Todd. I guess because Todd doesn't hit that hard. Mr. Howard. He doesn't hit that hard, but he does resist Earth. Hmm. Yeah, okay. I'm not worrying about my health because I know he can't hit that hard. So just spam icing shock. Oh, that's close. My deflect. Yeah, see, if I would have missed with that icing shock, I would have died. Taking risks there. And not too shabby. Pretty well there. So yeah, this. I mean, I guess this has always been my favorite. Well, okay, maybe not. I was gonna say my favorite leveling build, but no, I think Mage is just my favorite. It's a really fun class to level as and just to play as in general. But still, this is really strong. It's stronger than Mage, I suppose, because you have On Guard and both damage types and all that. So yeah, really nice leveling build. Try it out one day. You'll be amazed at just how tanky you are. Also, yeah, I forgot to mention the equipment is kind of the same across the board. Just really tanky gear pieces and some heal power where you can squeeze it. There's a couple of slots where there's not much physical defense, like the chest piece. Well, I guess there are some pieces that have that, like this up here. But I think I prefer the heal power over just having more of those defenses. So, and plus, it's giving me earth power too. The boots don't really have anything. Actually, no, that's a lie. I guess they do these things, the metal hooves, but again, I kind of prefer to have a little bit more heal power in there. But yeah, so and also I have these mainly because I don't really have anything else, so I decided to just go for damage instead of defenses. But yeah, I'm rambling on now. So that's the Warmage. Really fun, really strong. Um, yeah, probably stronger than Warrior. Let's say that much. Probably yeah, stronger than any other leveling build, I'd say, because you've got so much going for you. But I'll see you around. Ta ta for now.